So, I never thought you'd actually be this useful. Guess I need to revise my view of you as an utterly useless, childless hag.
Taylor, your tune hasn't changed one bit. What do you mean by useful?
You bought that apartment, didn't you? The $600,000 one? Well done. I'll give you that. Never thought someone like you would actually pull it off.
Oh, well, your parents have been very kind to Aaron and me, so we just discussed what we could do to help them a little. That's all.
I appreciate it too. Living in a high-rise apartment, that's a dream come true.
Wait, what are you talking about? The apartment I purchased was for your parents.
Oh, didn't I mention it before? I've been thinking about moving back home, and it just so happens you bought the place. Perfect timing, right? Couldn't have worked out better.
I never heard anything about you moving in as well. Do your parents know about this?
Well, it's my family home, so of course I can come and go whenever I please, right? I mean, even if I decide to stay for good, there shouldn't be any problem, don't you think?
I don't think I'm the one who gets to decide whether it's a problem or not. But your dad seems so happy that you'd become independent. Does this mean you're done living on your own now?
Yeah, I've been thinking of quitting my job too. It feels like the perfect time to take a break and maybe switch careers.
Quit your job? You know, it's not going to be easy to find another one with the same great conditions you have now. Wouldn't it be better to keep going for your parents' sake? They'd be more at ease knowing you're still taking care of yourself. I know it's not really my place to say, but...
Who are you to talk, you useless, childless wife? Like I need a lecture from someone like you. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even be working at all. But I've had enough of those stuck-up bosses yelling at me for no reason. It's exhausting, so just mind your own business, okay?
I'm not trying to lecture you. I just thought, since your parents probably hadn't considered the idea of us all living together, maybe it would be better if you talked it through with them first.
I don't need advice from someone like you. This is a family matter, and we'll handle it ourselves. So stay out of it, you useless, childless piece of trash.
You don't have to go that far, but I understand. If that's how you feel, then there's nothing more to say. Just to be clear, you're aware that my husband and I plan to live there with your parents, right?
Yeah, and that's what annoys me. Why do you think you can move into my family's home?
Well, as I said, your parents have been very supportive of Aaron and me. That's why we made the arrangements to live together, to help with the household and also to cover any costs that come up. We just thought it was the best way to repay them. But now that you're saying you're moving in too, I guess we'll have to discuss it again.
Huh, worst case, you and your husband could always move out, right? Just keep that option in mind.
Wait, what? You're saying we should move out? That doesn't make any sense at all. Where is this even coming from?
Well, it's pretty obvious, don't you think? If my parents had to choose between their own daughter and some childless wife who can't even give them grandchildren, I think the choice would be pretty clear.
I'll talk to Aaron about this. We'll be in touch. I didn't know that Taylor was planning to live with us. I mean, we just bought that new luxury apartment, but if that's what she's thinking, honestly, I'm not happy about it at all.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about? Isn't it that Taylor is supposed to be living with us? She even thanked me for helping with the purchase of the apartment. She made it seem like she was part of the deal, like she'd be living there too.
I haven't heard anything about that. I'll ask Mom right now, because if this is happening behind my back, it's definitely news to me. And to be honest, there's no way I can go along with that. I mean, it's my sister, but even for me, living together isn't an option I'd consider.
Right? That's what I thought you'd say. You've said as much before, so I knew something wasn't adding up. But Taylor was talking like it was all set in stone. She spoke like living together was already decided. So I couldn't help but feel concerned. It just didn't sit well with me.
It sounds weird to me too. Let me ask them and get back to you.
You're going to ask them right away? Wow, thanks, Aaron. I didn't expect you to jump on it so quickly. I appreciate that. I'll be waiting for your call.
Okay, so I talked to Mom and Dad, and you're not gonna believe this, but they didn't have any clue that she was planning on living with us. In fact, they were just as surprised when I mentioned it.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Didn't she already talk to them about coming back home and living with them?
Well, she did bring it up to them, asking if it was okay to come back home temporarily. They said she could come home, but they weren't thinking she'd be living with us long term, especially not in the new luxury apartment. They had no idea she was planning to settle in like that.
So, let me get this straight. She's making these assumptions about living with us without even clarifying the situation with anyone? And now we're stuck in this mess? Is there a way we can stop this from happening? I don't think I can handle living with Taylor. We've never gotten along, and now that we're older, the issues seem even worse. It's not that we just don't see eye to eye, she's always treated me like I'm inferior. I just can't imagine cohabitating with her and not having constant tension. It would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I completely understand. I don't blame you for feeling that way. I'm not thrilled about it either. I've had enough awkward history with Taylor as it is. It's not just you, even Mom wouldn't be comfortable with this situation. It's gonna create stress for everyone involved.
So, what should we do? It sounds like she's made up her mind already. And from what you're saying, it doesn't sound like she's going to back down easily. She already canceled her lease, so in her head, the move is already happening.
It's gonna depend on how we approach it from here. I've got some thoughts on what we can do, but it'll depend on how Taylor reacts. The best case scenario is that she decides on her own that she doesn't want to live with us after all. Maybe something will come up that changes her mind.
I don't know, Aaron. I can't really see that happening. Taylor seems really determined. And, knowing her, I doubt she'll back down without a fight. She's always been stubborn. But I hope you're right. I really don't want this to turn into a huge family conflict.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tricky, but I'll come up with something. I'll talk to her when I get home and we can figure out how to handle it together. In the meantime, don't stress too much. I know this whole thing is upsetting, but I've got your back and we'll deal with it.
Thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate it. I was worried this would be a bigger issue, but hearing you say that makes me feel a lot better. I know I don't need to face this alone. It's reassuring to know you're on the same page.
I am planning to move in today. Are you ready to leave?
Wait, are you really going to come, Taylor? I thought you were going to talk with Aaron and my mother about this. I can't believe you would just assume you could come in without consulting anyone.
I did talk to them, but it doesn't change anything, does it? We want to live there sometimes. If you don't want to live with me, then you should just move out. Why should I have to accommodate your feelings when I have my own desires?
Move out? Is that really okay with you? I mean, it sounds a bit harsh to just kick me out like that.
I'm still moving in there. It's either you put up with it or you move out. I mean, I appreciate you, but still, thanks for buying this $600,000 condo for Mom and Dad. I'll be living there, so you, the useless wife who can't even have kids, should just get out. I can't keep pretending everything is fine when it's clearly not.
All right, I'll move out then. If that's how it has to be, I won't stand in the way of your new life.
Yay! Now I can live in the condo without any worries. Honestly, I was thinking it would be impossible for me to live with you. I was actually feeling that way. So if I don't have to live with you, that would be the best thing ever. Now, hurry up and move out, okay? Preferably before I move in. I really don't want to have any lingering feelings of resentment.
I'll try to get out as quickly as possible, but there's also the name transfer and I have to go through all the documents, okay? I'll make sure to get everything signed properly before I leave. That works for you, right? You'll sign for me properly, won't you? I want everything to be official so that there are no loose ends left. I want everything to be official so that there are no loose ends left.
Sign? I don't even know what my signature means in this situation, but if you want it, I can do that for you. Now that the condo is officially mine, honestly, I don't really care what happens afterward. I just want to ensure I have my own space.
Okay, just make sure to be ready with the signature. We can discuss the details later. I'd rather not have to go over everything face to face though.
Discussing things directly sounds like a hassle. Why can't you just handle that with mom and dad? I mean, that condo is really a gift for them, right? So it shouldn't be such a hassle for me to live there. And I really don't get why you can't manage it smoothly. Maybe that's why you can't have kids, huh? You're just a troublesome woman. You always make things more complicated than they need to be.
Is that all you want to say? I think you can say whatever you like, but until the name is properly transferred to you, I'm not moving out of the house. Otherwise, it would cause trouble for my in-laws too. You need to understand that this isn't just about you. There are other people involved here.
Wow, this is really annoying, but fine, I get it. I guess I'll sign at least. I've got the house now, after all. I'm not going to let you push me around, though.
Alright then, that's settled. You'll also hear from Aaron later on. He'll want to discuss things too.
Huh? Even my brother? Why does he have to get involved? It's between us, isn't it?
Of course, Aaron is my husband. Because of you, we both have to leave together this time. We're trying to create a life together, and that doesn't include unnecessary drama.
What? Why is my brother even leaving too? I didn't ask for that. If he moves out, who's going to support us? You can't just expect everything to work out seamlessly without any consequences.
What?
Well, Dad probably has enough savings for that, and since there's no rent for the condo, I guess we'll manage somehow. So fine, just hurry up and get out. You're clearly the one making this harder than it needs to be.
Taylor, I think you're misunderstanding a lot of things, but I shouldn't say anything more at this point. Just listen to the explanation, and if you're satisfied, please sign the documents. Make sure to listen to what I have to say. Well then, goodbye. Enjoy your life in the condo. You think this is all just a game, don't you?
Hey, so we don't have to pay rent here, right? You mentioned it was a gift, didn't you? A gift means you bought it for us, right? So that means we won't have any living expenses, correct? I mean, I really hope that's the case because you know how tight finances can get. If I don't have to worry about rent, I could focus on other important things, like saving up for the future, or even just enjoying life a little more without that stress looming over me.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? We didn't buy it for you. We just took out a loan for it. You do realize that a loan means monthly payments, right? So just because you think it's a gift doesn't mean it doesn't come with responsibilities.
Wait, you took out a loan? So that means you're paying for it, right? I thought you were gifting it to us. I really did. If that's the case, why should we worry about the financial aspect of living here? I mean, if you're paying for it, that means we can just live here and not have to worry about money. That sounds perfect to me.
I've already transferred everything under your name. What are you talking about? Did you forget that you signed all those documents to get through the approval process? You signed those papers saying you understood everything.
I did sign a huge stack of papers, but was it really that important? Honestly, there were so many documents that I barely even looked at them properly. I mean, it was overwhelming. You know how it is. There was so much to go through that I really couldn't focus on all the details. And now I'm starting to feel a little stressed about it all because I didn't think it would be this complicated.
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it? Aaron and I explained everything clearly. We had to explain why we needed to purchase that $600,000 condo and gift it to you. We thought you understood the terms of the agreement. It was supposed to be a simple arrangement.
What? I thought that was the plan. You said you were gifting it to Mom and Dad. If I had known it was going to be like this, I would have taken it a lot more seriously. I mean, you guys should have clarified it better.
How many times do I have to repeat this? We were supposed to live together with your parents. So, naturally, we wouldn't need to pay rent. It was framed as a gift from us. But in the end, you're the one who will live there, right? We won't be living there. And while you say you're going to quit your job, it's a decent company, and you've been there for a few years. So I'm glad you passed the loan approval. Now, just work hard on your monthly payments, which are around $3,000. You can manage that, right?
Wait, $3,000? That's an absurd amount of money. I thought it was a gift. I didn't think I would be responsible for paying anything. Why would you put that kind of financial burden on me?
Oh, was it a bit more? I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it was around that for the loan repayment. You could check the documents for the exact figure, right? It's in the paperwork. I don't have the exact figures memorized. Just look it up.
Wait a minute, are you saying I have to pay the loan every month? And what do you mean by $3,000? There's no way I can afford that. I barely have any money before payday as it is. I thought I could live without working and just enjoy life if I had a house. This is completely unfair. How could you do this to me? You've left me in such a difficult situation, and now it feels like I'm stuck.
Unfortunately, you should probably give up on that dream. It's simply impossible for you to live without working. Don't you have any sense of responsibility since you're working as an employee? This isn't a game. This is real life.
Of course not. Seriously, why do you think I'm moving in with you? You don't even know my situation, yet you're talking about me like that. You don't understand my circumstances. It's easy for you to say because you're not in my shoes. You have a stable job and you're not worried about money, but I am.
I think I have a general idea of the situation, but honestly, I believe it's you who is being irresponsible here. I've heard about how you've been spending your time lately. It's not like you've been saving your money wisely.
What? What do you know about my situation? You think you can just judge me without really knowing the truth?
I mean that you're so deep into hosting that you've spent all of your salary on it and now can't even pay rent. It's pretty obvious what's going on.
Wait, hold on. Why would you say that? Saying I'm obsessed with hosting is a horrible way to put it. I'm just supporting my boyfriend? I thought you would understand that. I was doing it out of love. You have no idea what it's like to be in my position.
Whatever words you choose to use don't matter to me. It's not my concern. But this is why your parents and Aaron are saying they don't want to live with you and can't live with you. They see what's happening, and they're worried about you.
No, that's in the past. I've changed. Can't you see that? Why can't you give me a chance to prove myself?
So, you stole money from your parents to spend it on hosting? And then you came back as if nothing happened and boldly suggested living together? How could you even say that without feeling embarrassed? I couldn't do something like that. I would be way too ashamed to act that way. You need to take responsibility for your actions.
Shut up! Are you mocking me? You, who can't even have kids, and are nothing more than a useless housewife?
I'm actually pregnant right now. You don't know anything about my life. I'm going to be a mother, and I'm going to have a family, which is more than what you can say.
What? Wait, are you serious? Why didn't you tell me sooner? This changes everything. I can't believe you kept this from me.
Yeah, that's why I thought living together might work. But living with you is definitely out of the question. I'm glad Aaron thinks the same way. He said he doesn't want to deal with you anymore, so I can live my life without worrying about you. I need to focus on my family now.
What do you mean? I had no idea about that. I thought we were in this together.
You didn't need to know, did you? You're basically a stranger to me. So good luck paying off the loan. Anything else you say to me is pointless. We're living in a different place now. That house is technically a gift for your parents, but the payments are your responsibility. If you can't pay them, then your entire family will end up homeless. It's because of you that your parents are in the situation now. You need to figure this out.
Wait, don't joke around with me. Didn't you just say you owe something to my dad? You said you're grateful to him, so shouldn't you do something to prevent this situation? I can't pay the loan. You need to figure it out. Are you some kind of devil to make your parents go homeless?
Honestly, if we're talking about devils here, aren't you the one who fits the bill? You're the only one who could possibly say that you're about to have a grandchild and then take that opportunity from your parents while saying you can't pay the loan? Only you could say something like that. You're putting your family in a difficult position.
No, that's not how I meant it. And I didn't even know that. You're twisting my words.
Well, whether you knew it or not, panicking now doesn't change the outcome. We aren't going to help you. There's no benefit for us in doing that. You need to take responsibility for your choices.
You can't say that. What am I supposed to do? What happens if I can't pay the loan? Am I going to be kicked out of the house? I can't even think about that. It's terrifying.
Then you need to figure it out yourself. It's your responsibility, and you're almost 30. Maybe you should start thinking for yourself and become self-sufficient. Figure out who the useless one really is. Goodbye, you hosting-obsessed idiot. You really need to get your life together before you drag others down with you.
Are you really just going to leave me like this? Just like that? You don't care about the consequences? I thought we were family, that we would support each other no matter what.
Family means taking responsibility for your actions, and right now you're avoiding yours. You've made your bed, now lie in it. You can't expect others to carry your burdens when you've made decisions that led you here. It's time to face the music and grow up.
It seems like Mom and Dad have found a new house.
Yeah, I heard just now. That's great. It all went smoothly. But honestly, they could have come over to our place. They were planning to live with us originally, after all.
I thought they might have been concerned about Taylor saying something again, wanting to avoid causing trouble for us and the kids. I think they were trying to be considerate.
So, they were being thoughtful about our situation.
And besides, you introduced them to your real estate contact and probably helped cover some of the fees and moving costs too. Both my parents and I really appreciate that.
That's about all I could do. I mean, the plan for living together in the tower apartment fell through, so I felt like I had to help in some way.
But the reason it fell apart was Taylor's fault, so you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I know that, but still, how's Taylor doing these days?
Well, of course she can't pay the loan, so the tower apartment has to be sold quickly. Now she's homeless and her parents have pretty much abandoned her. I heard she got caught embezzling at work, too, and she was fired. Now she's apparently working at a factory, living on site. It seems she's been begging her parents to let her move back in with them.
I can't imagine Mom and Dad would say yes to that, though.
Exactly. They don't want to deal with her anymore. It seems she's lost everything, including her connections in the hosting scene. She's such a foolish person.
But I'm really glad you've always stood by my side through all of this. You've prioritized my well-being and made decisions with my best interests in mind. I can't thank you enough.
Of course, it's only natural. We're family after all. The new family we're creating together is far more important than the sister of a criminal who betrayed her own family. We're gonna support each other going forward. I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but still.
I'm genuinely happy to hear that. Thank you. Let's work together to create a wonderful family.
It feels like we're finally on the right path. It's been a rough journey, but with you by my side, I feel like we can overcome anything. Your support means the world to me, especially when I think about how things have been with Taylor and everything she's done.
Yeah, it's tough to see someone you once cared about fall so low. But we have to focus on our future now. We're building our life together, and that's what truly matters.
Absolutely, we have each other, and we can create a loving home for our kids. No matter what challenges come our way, we'll face them as a team. I know we can do this.
I believe in us. And honestly, it feels so good to finally be in a healthy, supportive relationship. I'm excited for what lies ahead for us.
Me too. Let's cherish every moment and make our family stronger every day. We've got this.
After that, I managed to give birth safely and settled into our new home, where we've been living peacefully. In our new house, we occasionally invite my mother-in-law and father-in-law over, and they help out a lot with taking care of the kids. It's been a relief to have their support. They genuinely enjoy spending time with their grandchildren. It's nice for us to have that extra pair of hands when things get a little hectic. You know how it is with little ones. They can be quite a handful. Having the grandparents around not only gives us a break, but also allows the kids to bond with them, which I think is really important. It's great to see the joy on their faces when their grandparents come to visit. They light up, and it creates such a warm and loving atmosphere in our home. As for Taylor, I've heard she's still working somewhere, living on site, and trying to get her parents' forgiveness. It's quite a situation, really. She seems to be putting in the effort to make amends, but I've heard that her parents aren't inclined to forgive her anytime soon. Honestly, considering everything that's happened, I think that's understandable. The choices she made had serious consequences, not just for her, but for everyone around her. It's hard to rebuild trust after it's been broken so badly, and it's a tough lesson to learn. I do hope that this experience serves as a wake-up call for her. It would be nice if she could take this opportunity to reflect on her life and the decisions she's made. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes we need those hard moments to help us grow and change for the better. We all make mistakes. That's part of being human. But it's crucial to learn from them and strive to become a better person. I genuinely wish her the best, but I also think she needs to take responsibility for her actions. In a way, I feel a little pity for her. It must be incredibly difficult to realize how far she's fallen and how her actions have led to this situation. She once had so much potential and so many people who cared for her, but those connections have been damaged by her choices. It's sad to see someone go through that, especially when I think about how different things could have been if she made different decisions. I hope she understands that while it's never too late to change, it does require sincere effort and dedication. It's not just about asking for forgiveness. It's about demonstrating through actions that you've learned and are willing to make amends. My own experience with motherhood and building a family has shown me how important it is to have a supportive network and to be surrounded by people who genuinely care for each other. The joy that comes from raising children and watching them grow is something I wouldn't trade for anything. Being a parent has its challenges, but the rewards are immeasurable. I want to create a loving environment for my kids, one that encourages them to grow up to be responsible, kind, and understanding individuals. I want them to learn the value of family, the importance of making good choices, and the power of forgiveness. So, while I hope for the best for Taylor and wish her a chance to turn her life around, I also recognize that I have my own family to focus on. We're creating our own memories, establishing traditions, and nurturing a home filled with love and laughter. I want to instill in my children the understanding that while life may present obstacles, they can always choose to rise above them. They should learn to appreciate the good moments and understand the importance of supporting each other through tough times. At the end of the day, it's all about growth, personal growth, family growth, and the growth of relationships. I hope that one day, Taylor can find her way back to a happier and more fulfilling life, just as I have found mine. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.